Hey guys, it's Emily. I am back with another speed build. This one is a very large castle. I think it's 12 bedrooms and maybe 12 bathrooms plus a couple of half baths. So it is pretty large. It took me basically a week to build. I had started it several months ago, just the basic floor plan, and then got kind of overwhelmed by it. But I wanted to give it another shot, and I got a lot further, as you can see here. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out, but it was definitely a labor of love to try and get everything to look right. I was looking at a floor plan online, and it was definitely the inspiration for this castle. This is on a 64 by 64 lot, and I use every little last bit of it, and I definitely wish we had even a bigger lot, because if I could have put like a moat or a river with a bridge, that would have been ideal. But to fit all just even the basic floor plan that I was utilizing took up the entire lot. So it is a massive build. If you don't like to load any of your screens, if you don't like using load screens, I think this build has a room for everything your sim could want to do. I'm thinking about putting in a basketball court in the basement and maybe even a skating rink. I don't know, we'll see. See how I end up using all the space, because there's so much space I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So definitely I'm going to post the unfurnished version online, and then I'll work on, I haven't finished the interior yet, and then I'll post the finished version when I get to that. And even the unfurnished version right now is close to 1 million simoleons. So this, like I said, is a massive build, and it has a lot of sort of luxury items. Here you'll see I am using debug items. Those are some posts that I just sized up to kind of fill in the gaps there. And then those squares you see me using is called picture in progress, and I utilize it a lot to fill in any gaps, any spaces, to kind of hide things. I use the tool mod a lot in this. If you've seen any of my other builds, I do use this mod a lot. You don't need it to have this build in your game. You don't need to have any mods. You can download this and use it, without any mods. Make sure you have move objects on, or things are not going to turn out correctly, because I have literally adjusted things like in minuscule ways. And so if move objects isn't on, everything is going to be out of place and look kind of funky. I wanted to have a grand entrance here, and so that's why I'm kind of doing something a little bit special, and taking the trouble to do all the little nitpicky work, just because, I wanted to have, like I said, a grand entrance for the castle. And again, I was going off the floor plan, so I'm kind of just figuring out things as I go. And so I make a lot of little adjustments. I do skip over a lot. Basically, like here you'll see me starting the floor plan. But I'm going to skip over a lot of that, because you guys know how to build rooms, and you don't need to see me do that. So, we skip over, and then, I have the whole second floor built, and the basement is in place, just because I know you guys know how to do that. And if you download the build, there's no tricks to that. You definitely know how to do that. And so I really didn't need to show that. The building already, or the speed build already, is a half-hour long. So if I included all of, everything I did, then I think it would be well over an hour, even with some, editing out my pausing or my searching through the items or whatever. It would have been ridiculously long. And so I also decided I'm gonna do it in 2 parts, like I said. The first part here, this one, is just the exterior build, and then I will do the second half of this build, all the furnishing and things, And I'm hoping to get it done in the next week or so. So definitely watch out for that if you enjoy this build. Like I said, you can download the unfurnished version. I'm going to post it to the gallery. And you can finish it out yourself, or you can wait for the finished version. And I'll definitely include the links in this one. I'll update it. So if you're watching this after, I finish both versions, then you can download either version. Again, I have to do a lot of adjusting. I'm kind of figuring things out as I go. In that, I have to kind of shift things around to make it work. Had some interesting experiences here with the diagonal. I wanted to have this variation of, the castle would definitely have like wings, the east wing, the west wing, stuff like that. And so I wanted to utilize rooms on the diagonal as well. And I really am pleased with the way it turned out. I think, it's impressive. It's massive. Like, you definitely get a sense of size with this build. And I was worried, that it would seem too cluttered or just kind of a jumble, but at least to me, give me your feedback, but I feel like, it ended up kind of looking pretty clean, and, it's a beautiful castle. Here you'll see me starting the windows and doors. Again, I skip over a lot of that because you guys know how to put in windows. You don't need to see me doing all of that. So I cut a lot of that out. Here's how I do the trim work. It's just a fence, and then I'll show you a little bit of the roof here. That was a labor of love, definitely. Trying to get everything to line up properly and getting the roof lines in a way that I liked it. But in the end, with one exception, I'm really pleased with how the roof line turned out. The issue was on the diagonal over the covered porch. You can join together, like if it's on the regular diagonal, or not on a diagonal, I guess. They join up really nicely. A regular roof, and then the 8-sided turret. But when it's on a diagonal, they don't line up quite the same. So I had to kind of just accept that, and do the best I can with that. So here you see me, I wanted to have some brickwork, but I also did it in these 2 tones just to kind of make certain areas pop. I tried a lot of different colors and textures, and I felt like the brick was definitely, fitting for a castle. And then again, to have the 2-tone to make things stand out a little bit. So here, how I made the backyard area is that's the basement there. I built a basement, and then I went up and I removed the flooring, or the grass basically, and so you can see down into that. And so that's how I got 5 levels when we only are allowed 4 up above, and then some basement levels. So I thought the windows were getting kind of lost in that brick. They kind of just didn't stand out real well, and so I wanted to put some trim work around, and I used this shelf. I think it's from Get Together. Just kind of make things pop. And then I use, again, I think it's the same post that I used in the entranceway, which I had just sized up for the entrance. And this is the, I think the normal size. Maybe I sized it down, I'm not sure. Just to kind of trim out the windows. And, I'm really pleased with the way they pop out now. They're not getting lost. They have a little bit more of an architectural element to it. So I do that here and there around the whole build. I was trying to find ways to make this unique and different, and so that was one of the ways, just to kind of make everything pop out and not, look the same. I do it in some areas, but not in others, just to not have it, be overboard. Again, just sliding that up. you know, with the 9 key. For me, I'm not sure if others, like if console, it's a different way you do that. But here I am placing, I wanted to have this style of railing, and the one that came with Get Together that you see up above, that white one, is so short, and then there's no matching handrail to, you know, for the stairs. So this is in the debug menu for Discover University. I may have misspoke earlier, but it's Discover University. And again, I'm just raising that up, trying to make it line up. I show you the quick version here, but after I was recording, I definitely went back and made sure things lined up really well and look really nice, as you may have seen in the opening sequence. And then I end up removing that white, the white fencing, and placing this along the top too, so it's all cohesive, all matches. And I'm really, really pleased with the way it turned out. You know, it looks really true to the build. You know, the architectural wise, it looks definitely true to the build. Definitely a tedious process though. You know, here I'm just kind of showing the quick version. And then again, I went back and really made it pretty. Yeah, I again had some inspiration from it was one photo that this floor plan had, and so I took a lot of inspiration from that. Here I am placing, this is a marble table, and I just sized it down. We don't have diagonal stairs, and so I was trying to figure out a way to make it look like we had stairs. And so I came up with this idea of shrinking this table down and kind of creating stairs. And you'll see I'm using the tool mod to adjust, fine tune, you know, to get them to the right height, again, to look like stairs. And then I add those same columns that I was using in the back from the Discover University. So everything is coordinating, and you know, it has handrails in the same style. And again, your sim can't use this. This isn't a functional staircase on this side, but I felt like it completes the look, and you know, it really, I'm really super pleased with the way it came out. It's too bad that we don't have diagonal stairs. I know a lot of us builders definitely want diagonal stairs, and spiral staircases would be awesome. So that's definitely on my wish list, to have these diagonal stairs, to have spiral staircases. This right here, I kind of wanted to have, you know, that castle feel. So it's a debug. I think it's a fence post that I'm just raising up, and I use that in a couple areas. This here is just the pristine pedestal tabletop, I think, and I am just placing it to create this architectural look. I just show you this one, but it's reoccurs several times around the entire build just to create this look, and you know, I think it really makes everything pop. Here, this is just a trash can sized up. I wanted to create these little turrets. You know, I'm really pleased with the way they turned out. And in order to get the roof on an alternative level, because you can see they're a little higher than the regular roof, you'll see I built a room, and then I put another room on top of it, and then I deleted the original room, and then you can slide up and down that second level to whatever level you want, so that it lines up, and you have to drag your roof over that way. If you do place roofs in that manner, you have to do them last, because anything you move, if you adjust any walls, they're going to disappear on you, and so you'd have to do them over again. So definitely make sure, if you're going to do that technique, that you do it last. You know, I was thinking I wanted to have kind of a castle wall look, So that's where I kind of came up with the idea of these pillars, and then, you know, kind of a surrounding area that, yeah, looks like a castle wall. Again, if we had a bigger lot, I would have made a full-blown castle wall. But, you know, I had to do what I could with this lot. It's kind of strange for me to say that I felt like it was too small, because I almost never use the 64 by 64 lot. I feel like it's too big normally. But with this particular build, I really ran out of room. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, so I'm not going to show you all the foliage here, but, you know, you get the idea. On the other side right here, I build a fountain. I tried several different things before I came up with this idea, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. You know, it's a real centerpiece for this backyard area, or back plaza, I guess. Yeah, I just am really in love with this fountain piece. I think it's just really beautiful and really fits in with the castle feel of everything. You would see a, you know, a grand piece like this. Centerpiece. Yeah, I so love this, the way it turned out. I just sized down those statues, and then again raise them up to where I want them to be. Here I'm using a window. I just sized the window up. I wanted to have like an architectural topper on top, you know, some piece of architecture on top to really finish that off and make it pop. And so I placed that window there. I have to remove the wall first because it'll pop to the wall. And then I use the tool mod to just lower it. Like you'll see here, these plaques and those fountains below. I'm just using the tool mod. They wouldn't on their own go any normal, and so using the tool mod, I can place them the way I want. I love this mod. It's just, it helps my creativity so incredibly much. Thank you, Twisted Mexi, for coming up with this mod. It really is so helpful with your creativity. Yeah, so here I am doing the planters. I wanted to have something kind of special to kind of gradually bring those walls, because, you know, right now it's just kind of a steep, boring wall. And so I came up with the idea of doing these planters. I don't think they're quite as formal as maybe the rest of the build calls for, but you know, it's a little bit organic for the feel of this really formal castle. But in the end, I really like what it does for the transition, and I kept the plantings consistent so that, you know, at least it's kind of a formal looking the plantings. I wanted to have dirt so that you know, I wasn't filling it in completely, and so this item here is from the debug menu again, from Vampires, and it works really well to make it look like the dirt, you know, is filled in all the way up, and so you wouldn't see, you know, the brick below through the plants. And I'm really pleased that I found this little item. I was trying to figure out what the heck I was going to use, and then I saw this and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so perfect. So I utilize this in a couple areas where I make custom planters. Here you'll see I'm just raising up those bushes. I'm rotating them every now and again so they don't all look the same. That's something I do all the time, is rather than plunk them down in the same direction, just rotating them a little bit so there's variation. You know, if you put them all in the same direction, it looks a little mechanical, or a little, I guess, computer generated. And so that's why I definitely love the ability to rotate them. This pool, I also tried several different things before I found something that I really liked. I was trying to figure out a way to put a hot tub outside as well, and I finally came up with this idea, and I wanted to have something that made the pool look a little special, and so we end up putting the hot tub kind of sticking out, and then these fountains to kind of make it pop. This front area, I am doing a little garden area with the fountain. Again, you want to have like a nice formal centerpiece. I learned this trick from Kate Emerald. You just size up a rug and then you rotate your objects along the edge of it to make that perfect circle. And it works so well all the time. Like, everything comes out perfectly if you just follow along that edge. And what a brilliant tip that is from her. And that's how you make round shapes a lot, is, you know, by utilizing that. Some objects you need to use the tool mod to adjust, but the bushes and like tables and stuff that she uses, the pristine pedestal, just rotate freely on their own if you hit the Alt key. So definitely a little trick that I learned from her. And I think it just makes this front area, you know, a formal garden, unlike those tiers that you see. This turned out really slick, just kind of an area to hang out. I put some benches in and your Sims just would hang out there. I fill it all in with some plants and it looks real formal and proper and definitely fits with the entire build. The fountain, I don't think your Sims can access, but it looks great. So here I'm using the campfire stick that, you know, your Sims would use like roasting a marshmallow, and then I'm using the tool mod to rotate it. I wanted to create this formal looking manicured trees that you see, espalier, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Again, I thought that would really fit with the style of the build. You would definitely see highly manicured plantings, and you know, it was just kind of a crazy idea I had. I wanted to fill up the wall space somehow, and I don't know how it came to me, but this is what I end up doing here. And then over in the back by the greenhouse, I end up doing another version that turns out to be massive. It's something I haven't seen a whole lot, and so I thought, you know, this is just really fitting with the entire build. Takes a lot of work and a lot of years to make these trees in real life. So, you know, it was definitely, you know, these people have gardeners and people to maintain the grounds for them. And I really, you know, it's something different, a way to utilize the debug items. And then, you know, I just sized down some bushes, I think it is, and you know, it definitely looks like the real thing, I think. So I'm definitely pleased with that. I wasn't really sure what to do with this area, and so, you know, I ended up just putting another little planter and a bench area, and then kind of fenced it off. And then on the other side, in the same area, I created a little garden, again, a little formal square garden. It has a little pond, water in the middle, and a bird feeder. It's a little bit awkward. Like, I think this side turned out much better, but it looked more awkward having it empty. So I just wanted to put something there that was fitting with the build. And if you don't like it, definitely take it out. It is, like I said, I feel like it's a little awkward, but more awkward being bare. Here you'll see again how on the greenhouse that I was just building, how I have to get the roof over there. So I built that room and then I pushed it down. You can see it's over there. I pushed it down to the level of the greenhouse roof that I wanted, and then I have to drag it over. And the reason I am dragging it bit by bit is because initially, if you cross over like a different different roofing or different varying, it won't let you do that. And so you kind of have to go around things, and, you know, like if I went over the stairs, it would have deleted the stairs. So you kind of have to just make it work. And it's, again, really tedious, but, you know, I think for the look that I want to have to accomplish with the varying roof heights, this is something I utilize a lot now. you know, that's the way you got to do it. And it's such a great look. I'm so glad it, you know, there's all these tricks out there to make some of this stuff work. Again, for the creativity, you know, I definitely love the build tools compared to any of the previous installments of The Sims. These build tools are so intuitive. But, you know, I think a lot of us builders have a lot of ideas that the tools don't normally allow. And so, you know, things like the tool mod from Twisted Mexi, or, you know, tricks like this to kind of drag the roofing over in a way you wouldn't normally be able to, is really just awesome for the creativity. So, you know, I can't remember who I saw this trick from, but I know I saw somebody do it. Maybe Kate Emerald again, and you know, now I use it all the time just because I have this vision for things, and you know, the roofs aren't always on the same level, and sometimes to accomplish the look you need to do it this way. Here again, you'll see I end up doing that pruned tree look, and I don't show the entire thing just because you saw how I did it earlier. And you get the gist. So again, I'm just taking those campfire sticks and rotating them with the tool mod. This one, each of them was 45 degrees, just because I wanted to create a diamond pattern. And again, I just raise up the bushes. So, like I said, I am going to post this to the gallery. The gallery's down today, but I will post it as soon as it's up and working. And then, hopefully in a week or so, I will have the furnished version. Both will be posted on the gallery, so you can download whichever version you want, furnish it yourself, or wait and see how I furnish it. I'm not great at interior design. I definitely prefer doing the exterior, so we'll see how it goes. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but you know, hopefully I can do it justice and, you know, make everything kind of jive together. This was a really fun build. You know, I think it's the biggest build that I've ever done. Like I said, it's already almost a million simoleons just with the exterior. I haven't even done the exterior, just I put in the bathrooms and like the basic kitchen. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It already is crazy. So, you know, thanks so much for watching. Definitely, I hope you guys are staying safe, stay home, stay healthy. In this crazy time, we need to do all that we can to keep everybody safe. So, again, thank you for watching.